This conference will now be recorded.
All right, hey guys, we are going to go through our tutorial about how to do a contract when you have someone at your house and you need to get your dog adopted. So you have a couple options. When you are just starting out, you could honestly play this for them. You could call one of your mentors on FaceTime, or you could literally read this word for word, but we want to make sure that you stress certain parts. So when I do this contract, I say keep your eye for anything that's colored. You're going to need to initial, write something. And I want you to start out with saying, do you have a vet? Okay. If they don't have a vet, they're required to use our vet in Mount Laurel. If they do have a vet, have them write their name of their vet. Then they have the name of the dog, the breed, the colors, approximately date of birth of the dog. All those things should be filled out already. They are going to be spayed and neutered at Mount Laurel, Pennsauken, or Heartland, and this is going to be filled out for them already as well, okay? Then you're going to ask your adopter to put their name, their address, their phone number, and their email, okay? Now, while they're doing that, you may have to go over some of these things, okay? Chances are you're not going to have to do many of these, but you will probably have some that are kind of weird. So, if a dog is on medical hold, you need to take half the adoption fee. The full fee if the dog is ready to go. Let's say the family is going on vacation and they want you to hold the dog for a few days. Okay, first of all, always ask Stace or Terry if you can even do this before you make promises. The answer maybe no. If the answer is yes, then again, they have to pay for the full fee. If for some reason the dog or the puppy is returned, they're going to get the adoption fee less $150 if the dog is returned within 3 days. Okay, why do we say 3 days? Well, we want to give all our families a 3-day window, right? We want to make sure that their dogs or their cats or their kids, that they can handle this. So we say give everything 3 days. Make sure you count those days. There's going to be a spot in the contract for counting days. Okay, so basically, the first thing is going to be releasing the rescue from liability. Okay, they cannot come after the rescue if the dog eats their walls, eats their couch, some sort of action that the dog takes. They cannot come after the rescue. We have to put things like this in. You're going to move on down and say, hey, you're always going to have to put your dog on a leash with a collar. We do not want to see any of those pinch or chain collars, those choke chain collars, right? Just remind them that they need to get the tags made up right away. And whenever that dog is outside, keep it on a leash. Environment. We don't want to see any of our dogs kept outdoors. These are indoor companion dogs. These are not junkyard dogs. Great training. It's not mean. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but I'm saying if they can't watch that puppy, it needs to be in a pen. It needs to be in a crate. It needs to be in a laundry room or a bathroom with the gate up, okay? Again, stress this. There are people adopting dogs from us who have never had a puppy before. Crate, pen. That's what we recommend. Okay, never any outside shelters. Fencing. We're one of the few rescues that doesn't say you have to have a fence. If a dog is a certain breed, we're going to say you need to have a fence. Make sure you go over this item. Make sure that you talk about holes in fences, jumping fences, things like that. All right, note this is very important. So we want to make sure you stop everything that you're doing and get your adopter's full attention. This dog can never be sold or given to another person, okay? We don't want to see any of our dogs end up with people that they shouldn't or end up in a shelter. If for any reason they cannot keep this dog, it comes back to us, okay? The hows, the whys, we don't want to get into that right now. But you have to stress to them that you can't give it to your mom. You can't give it to your kids to take to college. This is your dog. You are signing for this dog. If you can't take care of it, you lose your job, something like that happens, the dog comes back to the rescue. There's also no refund after that 3-day trial period. So again, make sure you remind them, count those days. We can't take back dogs who aren't current on their vaccines, who aren't spayed or neutered, who have not been taken care of. That's a huge cost for any rescue. If they want to give a dog back, they have to know it's got to be up to date on their vaccines. They have to follow through and get that dog spayed or neutered. We just can't deal with that kind of cost, okay? All right, health, veterinarian, make sure they scribble this in. If they don't know it, tell them to Google it. We don't want any blanks. Again, if they don't have a vet, they're going to have to use our vets for 1 year. So make sure they know that. We don't want anybody mixed up on that. Health issues, in my mind, this is the most important part. They have to bring this dog to their vet within 7 days of adoption. Okay, we write it's imperative. We do the best that we can to make sure that this dog or this puppy is healthy. Things happen on transport. Dogs can eat rabbit poop in the backyard. We've done our best to make sure that this dog is healthy, but it is a rescue dog. If they take this dog to their vet and the vet says, oh my gosh, they have worms, guess what? We're going to help you out. They're not going to buy anything from their vet. They're going to text you. They're going to text Stacy and say, I'm at the vet. This dog has worms. This dog has ear mites. This dog has coccidia. What can you do for us? Okay, we buy medicine in bulk. We'll be able to have a foster hookup with this adopter and make sure they get the medicine that they need. If they buy the medicine from the vet, we can't go back and deal with that, okay? They have to see us. Now, we are not covering costs of their vet visit. We are covering the cost of any medicine that they might need. That's on us, okay? Immunizations, they must give their dog immunizations, okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They also have to keep their dog on preventatives. That's monthly flea or tick. I always tell my adopters this costs an arm and a leg. You have to be prepared to keep up with this. All right, health and temperament. As dogs are in foster homes, we are trusting that you are adopting out dogs that you feel are a good fit, right? We can't ever make any guarantees to their health and temperament, but we want to make sure that we're adopting out dogs that are adoptable, right? The dog is as is, which means we think it's a great fit for your family. What that doesn't mean is we don't know what's going to happen in 5 years from now. Okay, we don't know if this dog is going to get cancer in 5 years from now. We don't know if this dog is going to have bad knees 5 years from now. We do our best to make sure this dog is happy and healthy and a great fit for your family. Other than that, there's no guarantees, right? It's just like having a baby. There's no guarantees. All right, spay or neuter. This is really important. Now, some of you guys might be able to skip this part. Your dog may be already fixed. If the doctor is a current client of Heartland, all right, or required to be a new client, they will do a limited amount of spays and neuters, okay? But make sure you're stressed, you can't just walk in there. What is included? The procedure is included, not all this other stuff. We always have people call us and say, oh, I thought it was all included. Nope. Okay, you're gonna get hit up when you go to the vet with an additional 125 bucks, okay? They're gonna put the microchip in, they're gonna get the fancy collar, some medicine, blood work, things like that. So we cover the procedure, the surgery. Anything else is on them. This does save them a bunch of money. I always say that, this saves you money. All right, they have to do it by the date that we tell them to. If not, they're on their own. You will forfeit the rescue surgical coverage if they don't do it by that date. If you miss an appointment, $75 missed appointment fee, okay? All right, so that's option one. Option two, Mount Laurel Animal Hospital. We have very specific instructions. I tell people when you get home from adopting this dog, or if it's over the weekend, Monday morning, please make sure you call or email. Do this right away, okay? If there's limited space, do it as soon as they get home. Again, same thing, same math. Make sure you give them a microchip. It's going to be in the bag that Terry gives you at transport. All right, so moving down, there's some day before surgery instructions. Just do a quick browse over this, make sure they know it's there. Okay, we have an adoption release waiver and disclosure up here. The person that's adopting the dog needs to understand that animals are different from humans, okay? That their actions are unpredictable. They need to be supervised. We don't ever want to hear that a dog is left alone with a child. That's when accidents happen. They have to promise, make sure you tell this, especially families with younger kids, they have to be supervised. And again, we can never make any 100% claims regarding the behavior, health, or temperament of an animal. We make really good educated guesses. We cannot tell the future. All right, there's a few other things in here that I want to make sure that you go over. The animal needs to be trained, okay? We can say that we think it's suitable, that it's healthy, that it seems like a happy-go-lucky puppy. The animal does still need to be trained, all right? So they sign off on that. All right, there's some things that we put in here that you have to go over. We do always reserve the right to inspect the dog or the premises. If we hear from your neighbors that your dog is outside barking all night long, if we hear from your neighbor's Facebook page that your dog is outside in a snowstorm, we're gonna come and we're gonna take back that dog, okay? They must take care of that dog. Name change in premises. The rescue reserves the right to reclaim the dog if the adoption's premises change is altered in such a way that it's ever going to endanger the life or welfare of the dog, okay? That's at our discretion. If they violate this agreement, okay, if they don't vet their dog, if we find that dog outside, if we hear that this dog is being mistreated, we will come and take the dog back, okay? All right, there's a few acknowledgements. Again, you use your judgment here on what you're going to hone in on. If the family has small children, make sure you go over this again and again and again. Other things, they have to feed the dog. They have to bring it to the vet. They have to give it water and shelter. They're going to love the dog. We went over the adoption fees before, but it's here again because people need to hear it again. So even though it's redundant, read it again. If for some reason the adopter chooses to surrender the puppy or the dog back, you will have to pay a surrender fee. People say, why? Well, guess what? We have to find a foster. We have to feed this dog. We have to take this dog to the vet again. We might have to figure out what's going on with a trainer. Please make sure that they know what they're getting into, okay? Dog has to be up to date on all of their vaccines. They have to be spayed or neuter. It's not just, this isn't working out, come and pick up my dog. Okay, they have to do a lot on their part as well. Count the days, please. Day 4 starts, okay? So do the math right in front of them. Use your fingers, count the days, and make sure that they are crystal clear on this period. Also make sure that they know that this is not an all-night diner, okay? If they want to surrender their pup, it might take us 24 to 48 hours to try to find someone to take a dog or a puppy. We're not a kennel. We're not a facility. We don't just, have the ability to drop off a dog and put him in a kennel. We are a foster base. So just make sure you go over that with them. All right, almost there. They're going to sign. You are going to sign. I always put my phone number down in case they need to get in touch with me as the foster. Go over a little bit about how they can pay. Cash, always make sure you count it out. And if you take cash, you're going to have to make a run over to Stacy or Terry's house, okay? PayPal, you can bring them right to our website. When you scroll down, there's a little yellow button that says donate. They can use a debit card or they could use PayPal. If you want, you can ask Stacy or Terry for a swiper that goes on your cell phone so you can swipe debit cards, okay? A little bit about the payment. Other than that, so important. Most of you guys have puppies. Look at their shot records. If they don't have their 3rd shot, that dog's paws do not hit the ground. It doesn't go in the front yard. It doesn't go for walks. It doesn't go to the dog park. It doesn't go to your friend's house. You treat this puppy like a newborn baby, okay? You don't bring a newborn baby out to the mall and let people kiss it, right? You have to avoid public parks, dog parks, until this dog is fully vaccinated. What does that mean? That means 3rd shot, couple days to a week, okay? That third shot is the magic clue. Sometimes we have people adopt and we see pictures of this dog out in the front yard seeing all the neighbors' dogs. Nope. Be very, very specific. If your dog doesn't have that third shot, you carry it around like a little prince or princess. You take it outside to go right by the back door. That's it. Okay. Make sure you circle what food they're on. Okay. Make sure you take a look and show them on their shot record. Hey, this is when the dog is due for flea. This is when the dog is due for ticks. Don't let them get away with not giving you like, that spiel. Well, it's winter. They don't need flea and tick. Absolutely not. New Jersey, it just simply doesn't get cold enough. They need flea and tick all year long. Same with heartworm preventatives. We always hear people like, oh, it's so expensive. There's no mosquitoes. Nope. Has to be on all year long. There's insurance. If they want to take part in the insurance, it's in their packet after the first vet visit. Okay, their vet says, yep, dog is healthy. Call up, activate that insurance. Remind them they have a microchip in the bag attached to your packet. They have to remember to bring that to surgery, or else they're gonna have to buy a new one. Right? We don't want anything like that happening. So that is the gist of the contracts. We went over the whole entire thing. I hope it helps a little bit. I understand it's a lot to go over. What I recommend doing is call one of us who has been here a long time. We will be more than happy to FaceTime you through the first couple times you do it. You have to be thorough. You have to say every single thing in this contract. It's legally binding and it's here to keep the dog safe and it's here to protect us as well. So I hope this helps a little bit. And like I said, don't ever hesitate to call one of us up to help you. All right.